What's going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we are doing our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs alike, and the cryptocurrency world, because crypto is the biggest opportunity over the next few years. That's not even close. We all know it. Welcome along on the journey. Corey, take it away.
Absolutely. Corey Geary here, and just having a great time here with my daughter, one of the youngest Hetza kids in the community. She's got her own 5555 stakes, even though I don't stake 555 very much, but she does. So, because she can spend money at her age. But we are blessed to be on this journey with you guys where we're using cryptocurrency as a wealth creation tool and using that real estate tool as a wealth preservation tool. So, yeah, man, it's just been super fun. It seems like I know we had been talking about this for the last day or two, really gearing up for that second leg on the price chart. So I would say, kind of to the title of this show, if you are onboarding or if you have family members or people that you are thinking about bringing into this ecosystem, now is the time. Now is the time. Or like the title says, you don't want to be bringing people in at the top buying your bags. That last market cycle, there was a lot of, we won't mention names, people saying, oh, go buy Hex and stake at 5555 when Hex was like 30, 40, 50 cents. Like, man, let's do that when Hex is 1 cent, 2 cent, and 3 cent. Let's get people in at those prices. That way, when we're at 30, 40, 50 cents, we can all be celebrating. I mean, there's going to be new retail who will come in and buy, but they got to come in and learn their lessons. And I'm not going to be the one who's going to do that. They'll come in, they'll buy, they'll get what we did. And I don't want to be responsible for that. I want to be responsible for the guys who are making the 20, 50, 100x, who knows, maybe even 500x. We'll get a little moon boy here for you. Pulse X and Pulse. Who knows what can happen, right?
It's exciting. I love the timing of everything here. My buddy that got me into my buddy that sent me down this crazy crypto rabbit hole, or at least the DeFi rabbit hole. He was in Hex at a penny, and he was talking to me at it was like 30 cents, and I'm like, you did what?
And then 30x, man, that's powerful.
That's crazy. And then some of the narratives like, oh, Hex doubles I think it was like every 50 days or something like that.
It did on its way up.
It did. Right.
To a lot of the narratives they preached about during that bull run and on its way up were true at the time, right? Until it wasn't. Like you could talk about those things until that's not true anymore. One of the big ones was, X was a bear market proof asset, right? That was not the case. Nope. It was a very bear market asset, which I appreciate that because I love buying the blood and dips, and I was able to get my dream bag, if you will, because of the bear market and because we went 98, 99% down. That would have never happened otherwise, right? And so truly blessed. But man, yeah, even a 30x, it's like
30x is a ton. You don't get that anywhere else. Like, that's why.
You don't get it anywhere else, man. I mean, if you put 10 grand in and get a 30x, what is that, 300 grand?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the best part right now is we're still before, we're in the early stages. I look back at that and I'm like, we're well before that time frame in the market. So gosh, the opportunity to onboard now is fabulous. And I'm finding, we've talked about a lot on our show. I'm finding that that more and more the guys that are in our circles, they're
let me go hand her off.
Yeah, you're good. They're real receptive to crypto right now. Very receptive. Which is cool, and we can get them started right now. In fact, I've been surprised some of the guys that are really interested. I did a one-on-one session with one of our guys in our group. This gentleman is in his 70s, really cool guy, retired from the Air Force. He is going to be in fact, Corey, you'll have to come along. He has offered free flight lessons to help us get our pilot licenses when and if the time comes. So perks of the community. He's the coolest guy. And we were talking this morning, and it just blows me away, risk profiles and what people are after. I'm imagining that he wants to, be somewhat more conservative with his crypto holdings. So we're talking through like Bitcoin and ETH. And I'm not a big advocate for anybody holding any Bitcoin. And I think the gig is up there, but there's still some room to run in ETH. And so I was like, well, you could hedge that way a little bit, like that's a much safer way. And he said, Dane, I'm here to swing for the fences. I was in what war was it? Oh, I won't remember. He's like it was at Afghanistan. He's like, Dane, I was running around in Afghanistan with body armor on. I got hit by this IED. My body twisted in a 90 or 45-degree angle. My back's all messed up still from that. And he said, and my life's never been any different. I'm full risk on. In fact, I bet I have more risk tolerance than you do. And I'm 70. Let's go. And I was like, all right, let's send it. So we put all his money.
Not scared to put the chips on the table. Holy crap, man. And it's God, he's going to hit it big, maybe one or two more times before his life comes to, to be, not maybe in, but like before it really starts to slow down. I mean, this is amazing. Gosh, that is wild.
So it'll be fun. So next time I told him, so we had to move some of his money, man, freaking Coinbase. So a lot of these guys
they've been giving me trouble too with my onboard.
Oh, it's such a nightmare. He has ETH that's staked. So it's going to take like 2 or 3 weeks. We clicked unstake today. It's going to take 2 or 3 weeks to get that out.
Yeah.
They're freaking give me trouble to be able to transfer it off their platform. It has been a pain.
It's a nightmare. So, I had one on board, Coinbase. And it's hit or miss. It really is. We had one on board that I was doing, and Coinbase gave them so much trouble with the delays and the customer service that he got so frustrated. He sold all his crypto on Coinbase, wired it to his bank account, the cash, and then opened up a Kraken account. And he hasn't had a problem since. He's got his money on chain. And so like literally had to go back into dirty fiat, go to a different, centralized exchange. And that sucks when you got to do that. Cause then like you have this, trail, for tax purposes and everything else that's going on. It just sucks to do that route. But man, these exchanges, man, they're just so horrible sometimes. And I feel like they spin like a wheel to see who they're going to mess with. Like they have everyone on there, seriously, all their customers, and they're like, oh, who are we going to block today? And there's no rhyme or reason why they block them or what they do. And it's like, oh no, we're holding your money for 60 days. No, you're not holding my money for 60 days. I'm selling all my crypto. It's going back into my bank account, and I will never use you guys again. Sorry, this is not happening. That is my effing money, and this is why I got into crypto in the first place, is get rid of people like you. And so it's frustrating because I'm dealing with some of our onboards, and I feel bad for these guys. And some of the guys don't have the opportunity to use 0x Coast because they're in Texas, and they are in Texas. Sorry, they are in Texas. And that sucks because it's like 0x Coast is freaking the GOAT right now, man. It's like literally it's filling the void, at least for me, what Trust Token used to do. And a lot of you guys know, in around a while, know what Trust Token was. And they kind of like, they put things on pause temporarily while this regulation is going on in the US, which is, and I think they'll be back in the future. But they were great because they were a direct on-ramp to get on chain for Ethereum. 0x Coast is the exact same thing, right? And so now I can get on chain with a couple clicks and not use a bridge. And I love it. I love 0x Coast. I just wish they would be available in all 50 states. They're not available in Texas. They're not available in New York. Exactly like Trust Token. So I'm sure there's some laws or regulations there that are in place that don't allow, which, what surprises me with Texas, like that, why is there limitations there?
State. Why do we not have it?
I thought they're supposed to be like, oh, we're going to detach from the United States and be all about freedom. We're pro crypto. We got the Texan token out there with their movement. I like what those guys are doing.
They're not pro crypto as things currently stand.
But like, why are we having issues with getting money in certain money transmitters? I guess why are we having that issue if they're so pro crypto? Like, come on, guys, let's change that.
Yep, agreed. It's a pain. Shout out to Mitch. So Mitch is the one talking about 0x Coast. Mitch is in our current 4-week crypto accelerator. So he's coming in. Dude has dove in, I think, the hardest I've seen anybody in any of our accelerators dive in. We haven't even done crypto setup. And he's like, hey, so he's gone through our course. He's looked at all the videos. He's like, okay, I'm ready to buy this, 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 and this. I want to get all the passive income going. It's been so. Shout out to you, Mitch, taking the bull by the horns.
He was asking about T-shares. I'm like, oh, you're asking about T-shares, and you're asking about like 555 staking. I'm like, God, bro. Like,
yep. Oh, this is cool. Crypto Compassion is going to be in Houston. Absolutely, we'll be there. That'll be cool.
We'll see him there, man. It's going to be a fun time to go out and break bread and just network. It's going to be fun, man. We're excited to come out there and give the presentation that we give to all our real estate guys that see us, and that's what convinces them to come on board. And being that this event here, it seems like you guys are going to have quite a bit of real estate guys. We're all about it, so we're going to go out there and speak their language, and then bring them into Pulse Chain. That is the goal. And we'll talk a little bit about real estate. Obviously, while we're there, we always do. We'll talk about what our goals are and what we're trying to achieve by bringing, by marrying the crypto asset class and real estate asset class together. So we'll cover some of that for you, crypto guys.
Yep, absolutely. Man, and shout out to some of you guys that have reached out in the DMs. We had an incredible call yesterday with a couple of guys from the community that we've been able to create some really cool friendships with.
Those guys are goats.
That are awesome. We can, I'm telling you, there are some remarkable ways that we can onboard and build to be able to help people. So let's talk about onboarding here, where we can help people really start to see the light and jump in. So we're seeing some of the adoption stuff. Coinbase just barely, I think it was yesterday, made it so that you can see the price chart of Hex and Pulse Chain and PulseX. You can't buy it, but you can see those price charts. So that's good. That's a step in the right direction. And man, I think that with some of the things that are going on in the community, there's just some really unique opportunities to bring in some different people that frankly would have no idea otherwise. So me and Corey are working really hard with investment and with the investor segment. Those are the guys that we know. We're working really hard bringing them in. Some of the guys we talked with yesterday are doing some really cool work in the crypto space, where these guys have bags, and they're going to be at some of the other crypto conferences talking about what we have going on here. We've got our friend Frank that has a really cool niche in the arts with acting and singing and things like that, where he's creating content and bringing people in. And I think about this every single day, the opportunity to be able to use your individual skill sets to teach people about what's going on in crypto right now, to be able to help change their life forever, can be massive. And now's the time to be able to open your mouth. I'm just freaking excited. Next leg up soon, sir.
Next leg up soon. Yeah, I believe it's starting to happen right now. I don't know. I don't want to get too euphoric, but I see like what's going on in the price charts, and it's just looking a little bit sexy what is building up. And I could be wrong. We could have a welcome in there and smash the prime today, and I'm all about it. Please do, sir. I will literally, if you smash it hard enough, I will literally take a loan out of Liquid Loans and go buy the bag. If you smash it hard enough, I will buy with my Liquid Loans bag. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take a leverage on that one. Crypto Compassion is also going to be at the Vegas event, bro. Yeah, I'll be there. Obviously, we're not talking at that one. I think he's going to be setting his new life up in Puerto Rico during that time. So it'll be me and my family. We're going to go out there for a little vacation, kind of hang out, and then hang out with you guys. And it'll be fun. It'll be my last. That's going to be my last trip before heading to Puerto Rico. And then once I'm in Puerto Rico, then we're kind of set on the island. And then, I'll be back in the States still because of these events that we're doing. But probably just more me than the family. This will be the small family vacations, that Vegas trip. So it'll be fun. Crypto Compassion.
Let me pull up the price chart here. I mean, it is just like where we're at right now in the market versus the kind of crushing bear market that we've been through. is remarkable. I mean, you look at
That's
these
bull,
freaking
bro.
look at these dips just getting eaten up, just like
That is
freaking
bullish. That's the
oh
W. It's a
right.
W on top of a bull flag. It's a bull flag with a W. W means, well, typically it means up. No financial advice, guys. I know Sprack Burger in the comments here. Sprack can really give us his 2 cents. But you got the W there forming on top of a bull flag or inside a bull flag. Like, man, that is so effing bullish. It's not even funny, dude. Like, I don't know, man. That thing, I mean, the next leg up, bro, like we might hit like somewhere close to the all-time high.
We
I don't
might.
know what to do. I'd be so euphoric, bro. I'm gonna be end up doing naked handstands with Sami before even the bull market's here. I'm gonna be freaking euphoric. I'm just the next leg up. This is insane. Look at that. Look at that chart. Like, who in crypto in the right mind look at that? You don't even got to be a TA guy. You can look at that and go, holy crap, there is something about to explode out of that. And maybe I say that because we're used to looking at this stuff now, and we have been around for a little bit, and it's like it comes with experience. Even though like we don't study every day. But man, that just looks like something is about to just pop, man. And
And
imagine if we blew. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say you're only 132% move from all-time highs,
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy.
And once we get past there, man, it's in your ice discovery. We have no clue where we're going. You're past the heavy sellers because now the sellers got out in all those different liquidity areas where the ones where the bulls and the bears were fighting back and forth. You're past all that liquidity. You're into where it's just who knows what's going to happen. Of course, you'll have sell pressure. You always do. And that's part of the game. But they're going to have buy pressure coming in because this new buy pressure has no idea where we're supposed to be at as far as pricing. The thing just go. Like, it could just go. And I mean, I don't know. Literally, I think Eric Wall is probably going to lose his bet by the end of the year. I do. I really believe Eric Wall is going to lose his bet by the end of the year. I could be wrong, and I'm cool if I'm wrong because I know 2025 explosive too. Now there's a caveat to that. This is obviously if the economy just absolutely just shit the bed and bring us down with it. If the economy doesn't shit the bed and do some kind of like rollover in the S&P 500 and give us that left translated type cycle theory, I think by the end of the year, for sure, my opinion, no financial advice, that Eric Wall will lose his bet, and that's a 10x from size. And so, and by the end of, the bull market, 2025, it would not shock me, even though I'm perfectly happy and satisfied with a 30x from the bottom, but it would not shock me with a 100x from sack price by the end of the bull if the economy doesn't shit the bed, especially if there's even more clarification around the RH case. In fact, if RH wins, or has some kind of like outcome where it's a winning scenario, which most of the outcomes are, which matter just getting it done. I feel like because this stuff just keeps pushed off so long. I think if that happens, and if it happens before the top of the bull, man, that could propel a 500x. In my opinion, that's my opinion. I'm just some moon math here, some fun moon math. You get past that, that price discovery zone, it just shows that anything can happen in that area. We've seen it. I was on a call one time with Sprack Burger. This guy's excellent with the TA stuff, guys. He's a TA master. I feel like he's like community members don't know who he is with his TA because he's not out there like with access, but he's amazing. He'll show me the price charts of other ecosystems on how when they get past like that price discovery area or that top, where like the price chart always struggles and fights all the way up into that that top zone. Once you break that, it's God candles. It's just God candles. You're in price discovery. I mean, I don't know, man. like I'm already technically Puerto Rico 60, but I'll just feel safer being back on the island when those God candles start happening because I don't
Yeah, I need you guys. Yeah, if you guys will sell for the next 30 days, I would greatly appreciate it. I need to
yeah,
get
can
to
you
the
help Dane out?
island by
Help Dane
March.
out. Can you smash the sell button for Dane? It'll
If
help
you would
me out
sell
too.
on
I
March
can,
2nd when I get there, so I can have a better cost basis, it would be much appreciated.
we're gonna all do it at the same time, and then we'll buy our bags back.
Yeah, we
Day
need
later.
a coordinated sell that day. That'd be excellent. Gosh, I'm trying to freaking find it. Oh, I found it. Here we go.
While you're doing that, I'll clarify a little bit of this on Dice. What's KDP talking about? Some issues with liquid loans. I just bought a lot. I mean, there's nothing wrong with liquid loans itself, man, or the protocol or the loan token. It's doing what it's designed to do. In fact, I think it's one of the most successful protocols on Pulse Chain, along with the PH stuff, right? It's up there for me with that. The problem is that there's something going on with the Fetch Oracle, which is a completely different protocol, a completely different service that Liquid Loans was launching for the community. And then, there was no raise for the Fetch Oracle either. And there's something going on with that because I was thinking too, like a few weeks ago, why haven't I gotten the opportunity to run a reporter for the Fetch Oracle so I can make some of the Fetch Oracle coin? And we haven't seen any of that come to fruition or any other protocols be able to use the Fetch Oracle, I think. Although I think PulsePot is using it. Yeah, PulsePot's using it. In fact, it even says it on top of the PulsePot front end. Fetch Oracle driven. I don't know, but there's something going on with the Oracle. So that would be the questions you would need to ask D Nice if you Telegram or whatever, is find out what's going on with that Fetch Oracle.
Yeah, thanks for you guys that are building that stuff. That sounds like a freaking nightmare. Oh.
Yeah, it's like be nice to them about it because I mean this stuff is not easy, right? Like it's
No.
if we need another month or two for them to work out the bugs, let them do that so we can get it out to market and be have good product market fit with the protocol.
Yep. Sami went ahead and posted this one. Looks like he has a reference there. Shout out to let's see, who is that? At psabo555. Gosh, I mean, this fractal is just wild. I am so interested to see if Pulse Chain plays out similarly to Ethereum. In fact, it would be really interesting if you were, we'll speak theoretically here, if you were the founder of Pulse Chain and man, and you wanted things to play out like Ethereum, maybe you even said that this thing was designed better than Ethereum and it could outperform it. It would be a really fascinating. It'd be a really fascinating narrative if you made it follow the Ethereum fractal very closely, and then you could go out and you keep that narrative going, right? You're like, oh, this is a better Ethereum. Look at the price chart; it's outperforming. In fact, it's really similar. That could be an interesting page in your playbook.
It could. It is almost scary how closely they resemble each other, and I mean, markets are funny, man, because they just tend to they don't repeat, but they rhyme just like that. It's not perfect. Look, it's not absolutely, but you can see like there's rhyming in the chart. Like even that first section, then when it drops down, and then it starts putting back up. Like there's rhyming in that chart. Even like before the Ethereum there, before it shot up there at the last bit, there was that little liquidity pocket where the bears and bulls were fighting. Like it looks like where we're at right now. Like it's right on cue where the bears and bulls are fighting before the next leg up. And it's like, what? Like it's just human emotion, and that's all we look at when we look at these price charts. And humans, we're just all the same, no matter what time zone you put us in. If you put us, 10 years ago versus now, we act the same. And that's what you're seeing on the price chart is just acting the same. Plus, you're right, Dana. There might be a Greg the Duck who might be pulling a string or two to kind of this chart, which I would, right? I would also want Hex to eventually get back on course. It is beating Bitcoin out of the gate, because Hex was beating Bitcoin out of the gate for a while. There was a price chart or a fractal or something going around. I think Gerardo had it on one of his websites. I think it was looking to Hex, where it showed like Hex was the best outperforming, the best asset outperforming anything from the beginning of its inception, even more so than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then our recent bear market. It it dove right into that, right past those fractals. But I mean, there's nothing that can say that it could pop right back up out of that and continue outperforming those two assets. That way, somebody could point to the price chart and still brag.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Well, that was a great narrative last bull run. That was a great narrative.
It's great, man. And if I was that particular entity, we don't know who or what it is, guys. Really don't. We really don't. Like, that's why we just say it's a duck. We think it might be RH or he has some like to say, but we don't know. Like, we don't know at all. But if I was that duck and the bear market was just like, you have all this liquidity just flooding out of the market, I would stop pulling the strings on it too and just let the liquidity leave and be like, all right, well, you want, I'm not going to keep doing my thing if you guys are just going to keep smashing the sell button all day long because your life sucked in the bear market. I'd have let it gone down to 99% before I'd start pulling strings again. Me personally, I mean, wow.
Yeah, agreed. Just lost my train of thought. I've got a few trains of thought. We are having an incredible guest in our community come and speak to our guys in our mastermind that I'm really excited about. Our friend Tanya is a mindset and life development coach, and she's worked with a lot of big names, some of the biggest entrepreneurs you've seen on social media. She's helped them. She's got some really cool things going on, and so we're going to have her come and speak to the community. If you guys have some interesting experiences or insights, things like that you think would be valuable to share with our guys, we'd love to plug you in. We'd love to have you. We have other people that are going to be key components in helping us take crypto profits and diversify into business and oil and gas and real estate. We're having them starting to come in and prime everybody to understand where we're going to be headed. We're going to have them speak to our community here over the next few months, and we're starting to develop game plans right now, because I think there's a couple of different scenarios. I think there's a decent chance that's going to make a lot of sense to take some profits this year, just based upon what the economy does and the crypto cycle and whatnot. I think it's going to make some sense. If you're not in Puerto Rico and you're taking profits, you're going to need to find a way to offset those taxes. God forbid November comes along and you're like, oh, it's time to take profits, and you don't have a plan. You've got a very short window of what to do with that money before the year ends, so you don't get bent over by the IRS.
Correct.
And so yes, we will have all of our stuff in order, and we're pretty excited about that. So keep that in mind if that's something you want to come along with us at the end of this crypto cycle, or as it's nearing the end of the bull run, and you want to plug in with our guys, we'd love to chat with you about what that might look like. But right now, we're very crypto focused, crypto centric.
Yep, agree 100%. So centric that I play a little lottery once in a while, and I even bought a little bit of this thing that I wasn't really too gung ho about before. It was like meh. And I saw, what was his name? Money Game Crypto do this really interesting thread on this particular protocol. So I threw a few $100 in it, you're at the bottom. So we'll see what happens with it, Paul Sachs. I didn't sack for it. And thank God I didn't, because it played the exact same card that Paul Sachs played. It's like down 90%. Boom. I was like, okay, maybe now I'll pick a little bit of that. I actually like Hexy Bastard as so far what he's doing as far as marketing. Like, he's done some cool stuff. Not that I don't know if anybody's really played out or made the number go up, but like, he's not afraid to spend some money and get like Mario stage, right? Or
I thought that was
something to
cool.
that nature. Yeah, so that was another reason why I was like, well, throw a few bucks at this, just a lottery ticket, and I'll go stick it in its protocol and see what happens.
In fact, let me go ahead and pull that chart up. I mean, if you wanted to take a swing at things, it looks like, now, once again, we don't give any financial advice. We're just a couple of guys on here making stuff up. It looks like, to me, it's kind of, I mean, it looks like it's found a bottoming. Could there be negative news to make it go lower? Sure. But this is typically what a price chart looks like when it's coming out of its bottom.
Yeah.
And if we look at it, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, if you look at it in Pulse terms, this is a place that one could consider rotating a little bit of Pulse. Pulse terms, it doesn't look like it will get a whole lot cheaper potentially. You know, something that someone could consider if you wanted to try to rotate a little bit, grow your Pulse bag by getting some gains here on things that are cheap. There's not a lot of, well, I should say, there's a lot of stuff that's pumped in Pulse terms over the last 60 days or so. It feels, at least in my research, there's a lot less things that look like this that are still really cheap in Pulse terms. And you want to buy the stuff that's cheap. So this is one that I rotated in a little bit. I picked up not a ton, just a little dribble. So I want to make sure I'm part of the game, and I want to buy stuff that's cheap. And so yeah, I rotated in here a little bit as well.
Nice. I like it. One of the little lottery plays, leverage on more pulse, right? We do a 10x on pulse and got 10 times more pulse for that economic value that I put into it just by playing the game and waiting a little bit. So it's worth it for me.
In fact, I've found that I don't like to do much trading. It stresses me out. I do like, though, occasionally when there's a good ratio, kind of like this one, in my opinion, for my holdings. I don't know if it's good for anybody else, but it looks like that's incredibly cheap. And I like to look at the ratios. And when I feel like something is cheap for me, then to go ahead and take a little nibble. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you go into something that you like, even if it doesn't meet your expectations and give you the 10x against Pulse, man, hold something that you like and you still make some gains and maybe some passive income, whatever it may be. That's why you gotta be careful with some of these things. If you're going into complete garbage or meme coins that you just don't really believe in, it's harder to have the conviction to hold those things through when you're trying to play a leverage play on Pulse. Jesus Louise, look at that thing. I have a little lottery play in this.
I did too. In fact, I want to see what mine's worth. I'm curious.
Not much, but I got a lottery play this. Thank goodness, man. I rotated a little bit into this. I was in the God, I can never pronounce it. The TPTC or whatever that one is. It's a massive tax token, and I don't like tax tokens that much, to be honest with you. My thing. It ripped really hard, and instead of taking profits into Pulse, I took profit into Teddy Bear.
Really nice.
And then Teddy Bear ripped, and now I'm like, okay, cool. Like I took profits when Teddy Bear. I think when Teddy Bear had that red candle, that last red candle there, I saw it, and my PTCG or whatever it was on a massive green candle during that time. I'm like, this will be an interesting little swap, and I swapped into it, and I won a lot. It wasn't a lot, but it was like a couple grand or a grand or something like that. And
my little nibble I took of Bear a week or two ago is doubled, so not too shabby.
Oh yeah, you might have caught Dane. You might have caught that little nibble there on that red candle. Even at the time, it looked like you were still up. You were buying the top of the chart, but maybe you were buying the red candle there. Even that big last red candle, it looks like you don't want to buy that because you're up so much. And then look what it did. It finished the red candle, and then it staircased up, and then more gut candle today. I mean,
yeah,
I believe, guys. I know you guys have mixed feelings about B-Roots, and understandably so. I get it, right? Like, there's whatever you want to come up with, fine. Nobody's got to all get along in our community, fine. But he just might make this thing. And I mean, guys, this is the honest truth. We have to put your emotions and your ego aside. He could make Teddy Bear the premier meme coin on Paulson like Bonk was on Solana this cycle. He could literally single-handedly take Teddy Bear, and I believe it, and make it do a 10,000x from the bottom to the top. He could do it. He's going. There's rumors rumbling. I don't know how true it is, so please don't quote me on this, guys. But it's already being talked about on Twitter. So I'm not like opening any can of worm that's not talked about. That he's going back on crypto banter. He's got a round 2.
Oh, that'd be cool.
He's got a round. What is he shill when he goes back on crypto banter? Well, of course, Pulse Chain. He did a good job of that last time. But what's going to be the Zeta thing he's in a shit? It's going to be freaking Teddy Bear. Teddy Bear is his #1 coin. Like, past PDI, past all of them. Like, this is his thing. And so, like, it's big. Let's not get that out of the way. I get it. And that's fine. We all shill our biggest bags. But he need the attention. So what the meme coin does is it brings the eyeballs and the attention over. People come over and buy the meme coins, even though they're not my favorite thing. Then people stay, though, for the utility coins. Like, the utility stuff is what I love. I love the utility coins, man. I love buying a good utility coin and using that as leverage on Pulse because I have conviction with those. I sleep better at night. I sleep better at night holding Mitra than I do holding Teddy Bear. It's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes. But I also understand that meme coins pump the freaking hardest and they bring eyeballs and attention over. And you got this guy who comes from WWE, who's a showman, and he's going on big influencer shows, and he's shilling this Teddy Bear coin. I mean, this could be the next bonk.
Right.
So, do what you want with it. I don't have a lot of money in it. Like, I got a small seat at the table. Like, if you were in bonk and you were in the beginnings of bonk and you got a small seat at that table, you would probably be pretty happy.
Right. And I'll show you why I was willing to pick up just a little tiny nibble. I wanted a little bit of exposure, not a lot. Wish I would have gotten more. You look at the price chart, and you should have got more. But man, like, if you look at this chart in USD terms, I mean, it's
ridiculous.
Yeah, this is not a chart to buy, in my opinion. But when I was buying it right in here,
it's funny you bought when I bought.
Yeah, you look at it in Pulse terms. I mean, it was down. It was right in here when we bought the other day. I mean, in Pulse terms, this is cheap, and there's a lot of room to still run up here. Now, it looks like, we're certainly in the zone of resistance here. It looks like it's trying to break out of it. Will it? I don't know. And be careful buying big, fat green candles. If I was looking to get some exposure, I don't think it would be right now in this asset. But in Pulse terms, I mean, it still has a lot of room to run, so you got to make your own.
You know what's great about that, Dane, is that it can hit that pocket of resistance in that area, but on the USD chart, it's still going up because Pulse is also going up,
right?
And so it keeps that zone and maybe it pops out of it and it does break through and then come touches back down on the Pulse chart. But you look at the USD chart and you don't see any of that. You're like, the thing's just freaking mooning. It's because now Pulse is also starting to go. And that's a beautiful thing about measuring against Pulse and then also measuring against the USD is that you can come up with these stories, or you can see these things playing out. And you can really, really build your bag up and leverage on the layer one. It's powerful, man. It's very powerful to learn how to measure against the layer one, the native asset. I value everything in Pulse. In fact, guys, even when I'm on Ethereum, I'm like, I don't think you also value things in Ethereum. Like, oh, how much ETH do I get for X? Or how much ETH does X cost? Now, when I'm over there buying something, I'm like, man, how much Pulse is this costing me?
Seriously, right?
Like, that's how I think about everything now. It's almost gotten to the point when I'm grocery shopping. It's like, that was not a million pulse. It's
Right.
like my whole life is turning into this. I'm starting to understand how the beginning of the ETH guys, those ETH guy whales, how they were think, because they measure everything in ETH. Like that's their whole life, right? As far as finances is concerned, financial life is in ETH terms, and I can see how that comes out, or Bitcoin too, in Bitcoin terms. I can see that now that I've got to be on the ground floor of the birthing of a brand new layer one, and I've got a pretty good sized bag of that layer one. And it's like now everything is valued in that. It's like, and it makes a difference. It really does. And so, yeah, a lot of man, so cool. I hope.
Here's why the pump. Shield is happening as we speak.
Is he live on Banter right now, Notorious SOG? I saw the rumor going around. Oh my gosh, I wonder if he's live on Banter. Okay, no, not live on Banter. Are you just talking about the shill tank? Because the shill tank shouldn't, but that should not give it that God candle that it just did, unless he announced like he's going on Crypto Banter or something. Like
I'm sure
that would give it
a be right.
Like those type of God candles don't come from just like your normal shilling. Like you have some news. Hey, I'm gonna do this, right? And then the community front runs Crypto Banter. Oh my god, this is such fun, dude. We need to get, man. You know what I would love to see, because unfortunately this didn't play out as well as I was hoping. But I've been on tech. He's talking about a sister wallet that might be.
It's Richard. Richard's pumping Teddy, bro.
Here we go. The narratives are fun, though. The narratives are fun. I would love to see some of the utility stuff get some spotlight, man. I mean, the PH stuff would be cool. Liquid loans, maybe Walrus could go on one of these, Walrus or Buck or maybe even Alex, to name a few in the community, even Jesse. I'd love to see one of these guys or a couple of these guys. KDP's another one. Go on a like Crypto Banter or even on Tech, because he's more of a techie. Like even because Ivan loves our community already. To go on and talk about a lot of our utility in use case that we have going on in Pulse. I don't see a lot of that going on yet. Not as much as we need. Even on Tech, it's unfortunate he was on a Zoom or a show with a particular community, and community gate kept the PH protocols to Ivan on Tech. Like, oh, bro, that was like the wrong move. You should gate keep that, even though you might not like them or like the founder. That the protocol and the utility and the use case of that shills the Pulse Chain ecosystem, and so it was very
underhanded.
Underhanded and you hurt your own bags. It was naive. There's another word I'm looking for, because your own ego, right? Like you're once again, ego is a killer of opportunity, and I saw that and I was like, wow. It was we need, even though you might not like the founder, like we need more eyeballs. We need people to use these. We want like, oh, there's an Abe over here. Holy crap, they're sophisticated. There's a GMX over here. Wow, those guys are really sophisticated. Oh, these guys got a domain name and an E and S fork. Holy crap, that's sophisticated. Let me get over here and see what this is about, because maybe these guys are a baby Ethereum. And then they come over and see everything else. And it's like, that's what we need. We need that. And so let's not gatekeep things inside of our own community, even though you have indifferent feelings about people. The same with B Roots. You should never gatekeep B Roots with a teddy bear narrative. Let the teddy bear narrative play out. Let it do a 10,000x. Please bring over the eyeballs. Yeah. I wasn't gonna mention names. Be nice.
The guys in the comments always have it for us. Yeah, thank you very much.
We got a good following, man. I love our following. It's these guys in here are our tribe. They have that same mindset me and you have. I don't see a lot of FUD or a lot of like just, toxicity and hate towards other, I love what we've built here. It's been amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, Corey and I need to jump off to our groups call with Tanya. One of the questions here was from where did it go? From Basketball. Yeah, how do people join your evil cabal? Yeah, I mean, if you want to shoot us a message in why am I blanking? In Twitter, yeah, just send us a DM in Twitter, me or Corey. We'd love to talk to you about it. Once again, full disclosure, right now everything is very crypto focused. If you wanted to jump in and start networking with our guys, we would love to give you the opportunity to do so. It's not cheap. Like this is we based around how real estate masterminds are ran. So if you already know how to do crypto, you don't need any help there. I don't know if it's necessarily the best place for you right now, but I'm telling you, it will be the best place for everyone here in the next 12 months or so. If you want to have some ways to be able to diversify your portfolio, there will be nothing like it. We'd love to have you guys.
And by evil, do you mean get rich cabal?
We scam you into making more money.
Yeah, scam me into making more money. By the way, it's scam. Still confused about money. One more. I do want to comment on this, Dane. Okay. I'm about it. Look.
Yeah, we're about it.
I see a lot of people saying, he's in for himself. He just wanted to use us. Okay. Yes, he wants to use us, but I want to use him. I want to use him. It's like, look, I used to be single, and I used to have friends that we knew very well what it was about. It was us using each other. I had friends that were girls, and that's what it was. And it was a mutual relationship because we knew we didn't want a relationship together. But it's the same thing. We know we want to just use each other for engagement, and that's perfectly fine because BitBoy has a lot of engagement on his own, and the Hatzikin community has a lot of engagement on its own. So why not? Let's just use each other. We don't have to get married. We don't have to have a relationship and say we love each other, but we can use each other and grow that way. So like, just think of it that way, guys. That's the way I think of it. And yeah, feelings mutual, BitBoy Franklin. Yeah, let him use us. We're going to use him. That's how it goes. Yeah. And we'll have fun. We'll have fun doing it, right? It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, the guy's off his rocker. He's a freaking cokehead, and he's out there just, doing things with his family that I don't approve of by any stretch of the measure. Like what he does and the way he lives his life. He's a train wreck, but he does have an audience. He does have an audience. He's people who follow him still and watch him and love him. And so like, let's go. And maybe we can save some of his audience. Think about that. Like if we're using each other and we bring some of the audience over to the Hatzikin community and we actually onboard them Hex and Pulse chain through these beautiful assets that we know and love, like we just saved some of his community. That's how we got to think of it too, right? Let's get some of his people that don't know about us who've been gate kept over on our side of the fence. So. Yes, he is our slam piece. We're gonna use him. We're gonna use and abuse him, and then that's it. He can get his merry way and go live his drug-infused toxic life. Like,
yeah. I love this, gosh. You guys just keep coming with good comments. I think this is so important. I love this comment from D Nice. My plan was to buy an apartment complex at the beginning, but I don't know if I want to deal with it. We can tell you from experience that this is an obscene amount of work to do the apartment game, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You just want to know what you're getting into up front. Me and Corey would much rather just park our money with somebody that wants to do all that crap. We're silent partners. We make passive income. We get depreciation benefits from the IRS without having to do all the heavy lifting, and that is far more advantageous in my opinion. So we've got a lot of really cool opportunities where if you guys want to come and invest in deals outside of crypto with us, in the next 12 to 18 months, we're going to be talking a lot about that as the time draws more near. And feel free, once again, if you want to talk to us, feel free to just DM us on Twitter. We'd love to chat more.
Yeah, my last indication, I'm going to build the rent type portfolio for a fund that's going to end up buying. I invest in that. I'm experiencing about 22% IRR which is just for you guys, your crypto guys, 22% APY. Let's just make it where you understand. Like I'm not involved at all, D-Nice. Like nothing. Like, and that's the way I like it. Like just show me how everything's going. Maybe send me an email once a month. Give me some pictures, and I'm happy. Like go crush the world, and I don't got to worry about anything. That's the way I like my deals.
Send the checks. Yep, we're good.
I don't like my deals now. I don't like them any other way.
Yep, absolutely. Cool, guys. We appreciate you being here. Seriously, we really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. We attract the right tribe. You guys think like us. You are our people. So reach out. If there's anything we can do to help you, we'd love to do that. If you have a cool story you want to come and jump on the show and talk about, or you're building something cool, we'd love to hear that too. So once again, don't be bashful. Reach out.
See you guys. Peace.